Muragori. This is Space Eagle Group Tasia. Even chamas are opening space. Nasim collect for Peter Wendo. Catherine Moimet, Silas Miguna, Evans Mwaburi, Margaret Kanywa, Yvonne Oko. And if you have banking slip and we have not yet receipted, kindly see us after this presentation. If you have your money, don't go back with it. Come pay, book your supermarket. Thank you.
Thank you, Mercy. So it's important you see that you start and keep paying for your shares, because once the shares are gone, you're not going to have a situation to say, please allow, please do that. Are we together? So begin doing it. We must own these supermarkets. Now what are we doing, my brothers and sisters? Being wealthy, we must be. So we are creating income streams for you. Income from telecommunications, income from foodstuffs, income from manufacturing, income from farming, and income from supplies. Let me explain those things kidogo too. When we talk about income from telecommunications, registration will go on forever. Even if I'm gone, everybody to get into Space Global must begin with registering into the telecommunications business. Why? Because we use that number as the unique identifier. Even when you're going to be buying things at supermarkets, that's what we'll be asking you. What is your mobile number? For that commission to be given to you and everybody else. Are we together? That income, as people are registering, you are still going to get that 48 million in 8 months. Are we together? That is income for you. Number two, on foodstuffs. Foodstuffs, as your team members buy and as you buy, the commission is going to do what? To come. Number three, income from manufacturing. I want you to manufacture. How does manufacturing work? Manufacturing works based on, you know the system, you have the standards, you have the product and everything. But you also can manufacture through what is called manufacturing under license. Where we go and we tell a company is producing something, we tell them, we want our members to produce this product here in Nairobi also, here in Nyeri, take care of Mount Kenya area, here in Eldoret, take care of part of North Rift, here in Narok, take care of South Rift, here in Kisumu, take care of Nyanza, and in Kakamega, take care of what? Western. You are given a license, they train you, we put everything together, you are now getting employment and you are manufacturing and supplying who? Our supermarkets. Are we together? So you're not just going to be making money by owning the supermarket, we are also giving you a market for you to be able to produce your product and we have it sold. A product like this is called Perfection 8. It is distributed by some of our members and we sell it. This is a ladies' sanitary towel. That is what it is. They have imported it based on their standards, what they've defined, and now we are selling it. Once the supermarkets start, we will not be having it the way we have it today. You'll buy it from where? The supermarket. Are we together? That is what is going to happen. The same ladies can come up with their own technology through importing machines and everything, and instead of manufacturing this product and the herbs and everything that are put in it in China, they can manufacture it right here in Nairobi. Are we together? That is possible and that is how things work. Is that clear? Good. Now, income from farming. Today our farmers produce things and they get very little payment out of it. With our supermarkets, We want to do what is called contract farming. We want to make farming worthwhile. Yesterday, I met a chairman plus an official from a chamber of commerce and industry in one of the counties, and they said what they would want from us is how we can work together so that their farmers don't lose in their tomatoes and in their onions and their produce, if we can agree and work together. You know what that means? What it means is you're going to make sure the farmers are earning well. The middleman who keeps all the money is not going to be there. You're going now to get the product at a slightly lower price, yet at the same time you make what? Money out of it. Can you see how powerful that is? Yeah. Income from supplies. We buy stationery, for example, but it may not have occurred to you that actually you can be making stationery and supplying. We buy toilet tissue. You may not have thought that you can actually be manufacturing toilet tissue. We buy serviettes. You may never have thought you can produce serviettes. Let me tell you, those are the things we want you to come together, and the moment the supermarket is running, 6 months down the line, we now say, now we need to start manufacturing. Are we together? So that we also compete, because we have supermarkets, but remember, standards will have to be upheld. We're not going to just support. They must give you a license, they must train you, and standards must be done what? Upheld, kept. If anything, should even be better. Is that okay? Now, these are the income streams we are giving you. Now, our colleagues from Uganda are more aggressive than Kenyans. And they will tell you that. Those guys have had wars and they have survived. As we have post-election violence here for 1 month and you are dying. And it continued for the second month. I don't know, most Kenyans have crossed the border to Uganda, Tanzania, and everywhere. Am I right or wrong? Why? Because we are not aggressive enough. We don't see opportunities and run for them. We see opportunities and we are still saying, you know, it may be risky. We are hiding our laziness in terms of what? Risk. Please, there is risk which anybody can see, and there is laziness which is hidden in form of risk. Where do you want to be? Stop being lazy. Let us go ahead. Take advantage of opportunities. Let's make a difference. It will be very sad that now Uganda starts after us. Remember, for 7 years I've been here. In fact, I've been looked for. Kuja, go elsewhere. I said, no, it's home. It will be very sad. Uganda starts, and within 1 year, the supermarkets are running, everything is going on, because Kenyans are what? Lazy. Kenyans are saying things can work. Please, things can work. But it takes a human being for them to work. And that human being is you and me. As I conclude, a statement from Jesse Jackson. He was an American presidential aspirant, a Baptist minister. He said, those who have the most wealth and the most property, their children have the first, the best, and the what? The most. If your father never gave you the first, if your father never gave you the best, if your father or parents never gave you the most, don't do that to your children. This is your chance to make sure your children have the best, your children have the first, and your children have the most. Thank you. May God bless you. Now, I believe there may be some questions. Please ask me. And once I've answered, we move on into registration, into the Space Global Business. We move on into registering, into the association. We book our shares, and we start running. Are we together? Thank you. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for that presentation. I just want to take you back to the model. Whether we can get that slide. When you're talking about the amount of money we would need for setting up the supermarket and how you break it down. Yes, yeah. And my students, the one that no, where you had the red stuff.
Oh, like
there. Yes. My question is actually on that row of red. 175,000. What are we looking at? Because are we looking at renting a space to set up a supermarket, or what is that rent exactly?
Okay. My brother is asking, what is this rent exactly? This is the rent for the supermarket itself. And I said this is based on an average of 52 outlets. Others, the rent are going to be higher, others, the rent are going to be lower. Rent in Kiserian is not the same as rent in Uruburu, and rent in Wiru is not the same as rent in Thika.
Is that realistic, sir? It looks a bit low from where I'm sitting.
Okay, he says, is that realistic? It looks a bit low from where he's sitting, and my answer is, if it's low, that is why we have this total here, which is called what? Miscellaneous. Is that okay? Thanks. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, fellow Iramayas. It's my pleasure to make a very short comment, particularly in the presence of our leader and the blessed man that we have around in this sanctuary, not the millennium. Some and honorable members, I want to deal with the word pyramid. We must demystify that thing known as pyramid. At the age of 30, we had the pyramids in the bank. No, they were rolling around, and they really consumed my age mates in Barclays Bank and other banks, because they used to move with the posts in the put money orders, through money orders. Pyramid, a life is a pyramid. As I stand here, my descendants are on the other side of the pyramid, call it the mirror, and my ancestors are the original pyramid, and each one of us is sitting at the intersection of a pyramid, or call it an infinite figure eight. That is a bit of philosophy, of course, and research. Pyramids. Everything is a pyramid. We have had airplanes crashing. Have people stopped moving in airplanes? We have had cars crashing. From the maternity, you are taken home in a car, and into the grave, you are taken in a car, in the same vehicle. So don't be scared of that word pyramid. I have been faced by many questions. Many people have been trying to recruit people, and this is the way I'm going about it. I'm not scared of pyramid. Don't be scared of it. Pyramid is natural, it's life, it is everything. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. I think that was a very brilliant presentation, I must admit. But I'm still not clear on the screen where we are. Are these figures a projection of what you're likely to spend on one outlet? Or is it for the 50? And I think that's why he was asking, the rent seems low. That's number one. Number two, are we talking about, no, could you please explain to us, or at least give us the share capital you're talking about here, because we just know the share value and all that, and at one close, which means we'll have obtained the share info. Did you get me?
Okay, I get you. First of all, share capital is 1.14 million for this. Talk about the 52 supermarkets. And the figure you are looking at here, I want to believe he was not thinking it's 50, 52. This is for one outlet. Is that okay? The turnover, everything, if everything here is based on one outlet. So just multiply that number by 52, then you see the turnover, you see the kind of money we are talking about. Are we together? That's why I say it's an average of what? The 52. That okay?
Thank you very much. I'm Jerome. And actually, I happen among the people who were there when the company was called Direct. And now my question will relate to that. I happen to be among the people who were there during Direct. Unfortunately, that's when I was joining the campus. So I went, I wasn't around town. And today I'm brought by a friend of mine. I've come and found Space Global. So I was wondering if I was in Direct and I never continued for I think 2012, 13 and 14. Now this 2015 I've come back. I'm wondering where my place is. And again, on the spring that we were before and on the previous one, I don't know if I can go back to that. On those projections. And leave alone that one, the previous one. So I'm seeing we are having a total of 22,200. That is to set up one outlet. So taking on the value of our share, 1,000, I was thinking as if we just require 1,500 people to buy 20 shares, get the 22 million. That will take me to my next question. Who are our investors? Have they already invested that money? Or is that the money that you are trying to collect, set up those? Because that's a simple calculation. With just 1,500 people buying 20 shares each, I think we have 30 million, yeah? Is that true?
Yes.
So are you trying to collect the cash, set up the outlets, or are there investors who have already placed those?
Super.
Yeah.
Who wants to answer him? Let me see if others followed. Yes, there's a hand here. Somebody wants to answer you. And it's from Uganda.
You want me to give an answer? Just let me pose my question also. Yeah. Of course, in this world, if you don't after your interest, you are done. So my first question is going to be after our interest as an investor. So as this food which is at the supermarket you are cooking here, are you cooking for your children here or even for the neighbors' kids? Can we register also in to be shareholders? So this is the question, this is a question which I'm putting. And the second one is, this supermarket we are talking about here, have you analyzed where is the strength? And where is the strength and our weaknesses? These two areas. Because you see, when we are talking about business, you have to analyze this code. You know business a lot, of course. So when you don't mention even people, but this one's like this. We are going for this way we are going to trade, because we have other competitors who are well established here. They can be so very strong, they can make us collapse. We have a fallback position, you know. So these are things. Let's just call this spade. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Why would somebody even imagine failing? My brothers and sisters, this model, even if you had the biggest supermarket across the road, you will get our customers. Why? Because in this supermarket you are. Are we together? Number two, in this supermarket, you have the opportunity not to stay forever without even a factory that you own 5, 10 of you. This supermarket gives you opportunity to also go into manufacturing and supply whatever product you thought you can supply. Are we together? So when you talk about threats, I tell people threats are okay, yeah, but me what I'm seeing are opportunities in this supermarket, because our model, that is why the investors want to invest, we have what is called a captive customer base. Is that clear? Why would you want to buy in a supermarket where you don't earn? You know very well when you earn, when you buy here, there's money you will make. You know very well when somebody buys here, there's money you will do what? You will make. you'll make it from the supermarket that you own, out of ownership, you'll make it out of your network. Unless something is wrong with you, fellow Kenyans, you must be crazy to live where you are making money together, unaenda kununua kwingine. Nobody does anything like that. Have you seen Nakumatt owners buying things from Uchumi? Let's be honest. Let's be serious. What price are you talking about? This is money in your pocket that you're throwing away. Sasa mtaenda kununua vitu in supermarkets. Is anybody going to pay you? If that supermarket was ours, when we are buying, we are all celebrating. You know next month pesa inafanya nini? No. I'm sometimes forced to tell people my background when I present these things. So that our strategy and the things I'm not even talking about, lakini mtaona at the time we launch supermarkets. Because we don't know who is here. Maybe your brother has a supermarket or even you or your cousin. You're going to tell them, you know, they're planning this, they're planning that, and people change things. Are we together? So some of the things mtaona 2 months we are open, you'll be saying, wow, we didn't know we are this powerful. Or Jenny. My colleague asked, he was there before, he doesn't know his position. I also don't know your position. Because how do you plant a seed? Now when I watch a apple, you're amazed, you don't even weed it, you don't water it, animals come and eat it, you don't even fence your shamba. Do you expect that crop to grow? Kenyans, be serious. Our youth be what? Serious. You are blaming politicians, but the problem is not the politician. Yasema huyu ni mwanasiasa, I'm not. But I tell people your success depends on who? On you. So the only way you can find out is send a message to our system, team, balance today, whatever message, an answer is going to come. If that's the line you use to register. Is that okay? Yes. Is that fine? So you can test. Good. Have I answered your question? There's another one. He goes, oh, the people. That's why. Okay. There's another question. He was saying, supposing, based on these numbers, he's just taken this number, and he is saying, how many people do you need? For example, if you had 1,500 people, how much they need to contribute? 20,000, and now we have one supermarket. Are we together? That is what he's saying. That's why we are telling members, please do everything you can. These shares could go and be finished before when? 10. Is that okay? You heard me in Emasi saying, yeah, do everything you can. That's why we also put it at a limit. We say the maximum is how much? 1 million. Can you remember that? So that other people also have the opportunity to buy. That is what we've done. Is that okay? Go on, go on. Yes. No. The member's confused. Okay, he didn't follow. He's asking, do we have investors? Do we have people who have already invested? The answer is no. That is why we are using the Space Global Association, because that is what I explained in the journey, where members were collecting funds. It was slow collection, but the demand for supermarkets was high, and so investors were given the go-ahead, but the members did what? Declined. So when the members declined, we now have to come up with what? The Space Global Association for us to invest. Is that okay? It's clear? Thank you, sir. There's a question at the back before I come to you, my sister. There's a question somewhere at the back? Yes.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I've got a question about your conclusion. Where you mentioned that we need to pass the ball to our kids or to the next generation. How can it happen? For example, all shares here, I'm also having earning something from the telecommunication, and all of a sudden, death is inevitable, yeah? I die. How can my riches be passed over to my kids or my generation? Or my next of kin? Thanks.
Thank you, sir. When you buy the registration kit, it has instructions on how to add your next of kin to our system. Is that okay? Yeah, then you just send the next of kin and you can add up to how many? 8. That's okay? So make sure you register after this. And yes, and put your next of kin. What? That's all. Thank you, sir. Yes, my sister.
Thank you, sir, for the presentation. My question is, as you join, the first time you have to pay 49.5. And then for this second phase, I see we have been told that you have to, there is a registration, there is subscription, and then there is the shares. So when the phase 2 again, you have to pay the registration, all those things, and then the shares.
So what is the question now?
I'm asking if you have to pay the shares, if I have to buy the shares for the supermarket,
Yes.
I have to first of all register again and then annual subscription and then buy my shares.
Yes, okay. Let me explain that. Phase 1 is a business where you are earning from what? Telecommunications. You are earning from your network. In phase 2, you are also going to earn from telecommunications and supermarkets, whether you have invested or you have not invested. But if you want to earn the 60% that the supermarket is keeping, then you need to invest in that supermarket. And setting up each supermarket we have seen is how much? 22 billion. Are we together? And so that the office that is managing investments does not have a problem. That is why the bank charges you a service fee. That office, the staff there, keep your money, keep your records, everything, we must have them. We must pay rent, we must pay the staff, we must pay all those things. Hence, you must first register that you are going to be a what? An investor. After you have registered that you are going to be an investor, there is therefore sustaining that office, which is 200 shillings every month. Are we together? You may not do this. Initially, we didn't want to do this. That is why we told the investors, fanyeni. Are we together? But when the members say, no, we want to be the investors, we had to do this so that that office runs and everything moves smoothly. Is that clear? Is that clear for everybody? Thank you. Any other question? Good. Now, my brothers and sisters, okay?
I have a question. For those people who are going to shop in the supermarket, must still be a member of Space Global. And then the products in the supermarket, is it just the products supplied by the members or you'll get them elsewhere too?
Very good point. For those who are going to shop in the supermarkets, must you be a member? No. The supermarket is for everybody. Money you will make from everybody. So even if they are non-members, when you're opening a branch near your place where the pilot mobilize people, use this supermarket is great. Are we together? And you'll make the money if you invested in the supermarket. Are we together? You make from the supermarket, but those guys, because there's no network for you, yeah, you don't make anything from them, but you make from the supermarket. Is that okay? So it's for everybody. Number 2, are we going to only have products produced by members? Let me tell you what one supplier told me. Suppliers are very interested in us. So he told me, Mr. Masawa, I don't even want to think about it. This thing you are talking about, these supermarkets, your members have no capacity to supply. We are going to supply. What is the guy saying? And he was very proud to say he is going to supply. What are we talking about? When we start, we are going to buy things like any other supermarket buys from the suppliers. Are we together? But as we go along, years moving pole, we are telling you now, you my brother, can you start also producing bread? When I was young, the bread I knew was called Elliot. I don't know how many of us saw that Elliot. You saw Elliot, isn't it? Today you see Elliot. Super loaf, I don't know, Nini, all those things, isn't it? When I was young, the juice I used to take, that is if I was lucky to see it, Treetop. It was a very good thing, and I had a hard-working mother, and over Christmas, we got a good Treetop. You know some of these backgrounds. Treetop in Pakitia nini? Ana sana over Christmas. Today, we have all sorts of what? Treetops, isn't it? Yeah. Now you must understand that when I was young, a beautiful soap was called Lux. isn't it? Yes. And there used to be another one called Rexona. And there used to be another one called Lifebuoy. Geisha was never there. Are we together? This, what we call these other very many herbal things were never there. Today they are there plus those ones, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. I want space is going to open your mind to see possibilities and to put money in your pocket. That is what it's all about. Any question? If you don't have, I want to ask questions, and I want to see those of us who know what is happening. Number one, I didn't announce. We normally have training which is called an induction training for all new members. It's done on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. to 9:30 in Reinsurance Plaza. So if you have a brother or a sister who is new, every Tuesday and every Thursday, we do that training in Reinsurance Plaza, 2nd floor. If you are a member, don't be left behind. We have training every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Friday at 7 a.m. to 9, sometimes 9:30 in the same place. Are we together? So don't sleep at home. Please come. There are people who are going to be very wealthy in the next 3 years. Are you going to be saying, I never believed them, I was scared of pyramids? Please don't do that. Come to class, be trained. Are we together? So we have trainings for new members, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and trainings for our members. Then in this hotel, every Saturday from 1 p.m. to 5:30, 6, those kinds of hours. Are we together? Every Saturday. Is that okay? Now, if you want to pay for your subscription or you want to buy your starter kit, because it's not the starter kits are sold at the back, and our colleagues are at the back. If you came to this meeting, we will be calling you to invest in supermarkets. Are we together? We don't want you to say, I was never called, nobody followed me, I never got a chance. It normally happens. So we will call you in the course of the week. We want you to make your commitment. We don't want you to lose this opportunity. Is that okay? Good. Now, we have a product here which is called Perfection 8, which every lady ideally should be using. It's a sanitary towel. And I want to make sure that somebody goes away with this sanitary towel if they can give me 7 reasons why this product is better than the others. Why they can recommend it to any lady, and why it is better. Anybody can give that answer. Anybody who has the answer to that. And then you take this. If you give the answer on the 7 reasons, hili yako itapeleka nyumbani. Okay. A lady has raised her hand.
Okay, I'll give the 7 reasons. First one is the pad has a super absorbent cotton, which means it absorbs the liquid very easily. Therefore, it remains dry all the time. The second one is it has a gel which absorbs the liquid. Therefore, there are no leakages. The other feature is that it has air perforations, which the other sanitary pads don't have, which means you can have air flowing freely from outside and from inside. So it gets rid of things like odors. And the other one is